Hello, hello. What's up? Welcome to the podcast while Jason gets a phone call. It's Hawk versus Wolf.
It looked like it was syphilis that was calling me.
I think you answered that call a couple times,
I was like,
though.
man, I cannot take that call. Not right now. I would not be cool. There's only so many
Syphilis, is that you again?
It's only so many.
I thought we ended this.
There's so many calls you can take from syphilis before you quit.
Isn't there a thing where if you say certain words at the beginning of a podcast, then you get buried because of the language?
Oh, you're not supposed to
We
cuss.
just dropped syphilis in the first minute.
Syphilis could be a person's name.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Syphilis.
Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Sisyphus.
I just said it wrong. That's what it was.
There you go.
I have reading disabilities. I also have problems with eating.
Yeah,
I have an eating disorder, you guys.
You literally came here like you were the Wicked Witch melting.
Yeah, I was going to faint in the car. And then when I came in here, I was like, I got water. I remembered to bring Liquid Death. I got to invest in a Philly cheesesteak company. And then I'll always have a sandwich.
I enjoyed Philly cheesesteaks.
You do? I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you eating it. And that was back when I was first got into MMA. And I was like, are you going to eat that right now? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's not supposed to be good for sports.
That's not the point, Jason.
But it was good for sport. You ripped.
Yeah, well, in full disclosure, usually I bring food or I have food delivered right when I arrive for our shows. And I'm a little off my game since I am 6 days out of surgery, so I apologize for that. Also, I'm not driving, so I couldn't stop.
I forgot about all that because I was
Yep.
thinking about myself. But yeah, you did break your. You did have leg surgery.
I do feel like I could drive in the next couple days, and that would be a big help to our family functioning.
Right, then you'll be mobile and able to drive people around again.
Yeah,
because they want you to do
my
that.
daughter. Yes.
I was going to say
yes, very much. Yeah,
I get that. Yeah, I remember one time, I don't read much, especially when I was younger, I didn't read at all, but for some weird reason, maybe a magazine had an interview with Michel Jordan when he was like, playing back when he was cool. Not that he's not cool, I'm just saying he was cool, way cooler. And it said that before every game, he has a 12-ounce steak. And these are the craziest things. Like, I don't remember anything. I don't know what's going on. But I remember this one time that I read this. He had a 12-ounce steak and 2 ginger ales. So I had a 12-ounce steak and 2 ginger ales before the contest, and it didn't fucking help at all.
Before what contest?
Some contest I did very poorly at. I think it was like some East... It was those B3 contests because I was doing well. I got third in one of them, and I was like, oh yeah, finally I'm on the podium. Like, it's time for me to start my reign. And then I think I did like a bunch of blow and showed up to the next contest pretty bad.
Michel Jordan, that wasn't one of his
He didn't mention
tips?
that.
No,
Yeah.
that's weird. Huh.
Conor McGregor, I feel like I was more on the Conor McGregor after his success athlete tip, where you just celebrate.
Yeah, that's one approach.
You celebrate or you drown your sorrows. They both look very similar.
Yes.
Virtually.
That's like when the big sports teams win and then they riot the city, and it's like, what, don't you do that when they lose? Or I don't understand. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter. Same energy.
You pull down your own city if you win.
I've seen it happen. Yeah, because they go so crazy. They're like, let's tear shit up.
Right. We're so happy that we're going to roll police cars.
Yeah. Yes.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah. Well,
I've been in a party before where it was kind of like that.
Talking about eating, I do remember one event that I went and ate way too much between qualifying the finals, and it really messed me up.
Okay, so you were like bloated.
I do remember like one specific. It was an X Games. I think it was the second X Games, second or third. We went to some. I can't remember. It was when it was all the. Everything was weird back then. You remember there was like
weird.
Remember
what?
like it was. There was like a crew, and it was all X Games Extreme, and it was like Heckler Brow was a sponsor. Remember?
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Like it was just like a big party for them, but for us, we were trying to be the skaters. But it was, but in a lot of ways, we were the conduit to the party for them. So you get caught up in that a little bit. And there was that X Games, skated qualifying. I qualified pretty well. Actually, I remember I made a switch McTwist in my qualifying run.
Wow.
And I had just learned them. I did it once before.
And you did it, and you made one.
Rocked a fakie on the extension because I wanted to set up my feet right. And then switch McTwist. Yeah, I made it.
So you were feeling pretty good for the finals.
Yeah. So then we went and ate and went to some fancy restaurant because we had some money. And,
hell yeah.
And they were bringing extra food for us. And then a crazy dessert. I don't know why I remember this so vividly. And then I remember going to the ramp. I'm like, oh, that was not a good idea.
Yeah, crazy dessert.
And I was just loafing around, hanging up on everything and like just missing pumps and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's the year that Andy won.
Wow.
Yep.
Was he there suggesting you eat more dessert?
No, he wasn't at dinner.
Right, smart guy.
A smart guy, yeah. And I hung up like solid hang up on a switch McTwist in my run because I finally made a run that was okay.
Yeah.
And then tried that and just locked, like committed to it. But
and ate shit.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad because it wasn't like my body was in a real position to stand up and do it well.
Okay, so you more like kind of collapsed.
It was just more like, oh, Hail Mary, switch McTwist. Whoops, I hung up, just slide out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't feel like that would work out the same for me, but that's cool. Hanging up on a switch McTwist would probably be death. Yeah.
That's funny. I'll say it was like 96. Yeah, 96. Okay, 'tis the season for clean balls, fa la 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 la. Was I supposed to sing that?
Yeah, you did great.
Oh, our friends at Manscaped are helping you clear your driveway for safe travels this holiday season. From stocking stuffers to white elephants, Manscaped's products are at the top of every wish list.
Grab some crop mops for your pops or a body buffer for the holiday lover. Win this year's white elephant gift and help all the men in your life go from eggnog to nice hog. Oh my God. Nice hog December.
I feel like they're just doing this for us.
Right? They're just laughing at us.
Yeah. All right. Manscaped is a one-stop shop for all your holiday needs. They have the perfect gift in the Platinum Package 4.0 plus loads of little presents, perfect for stocking stuffers.
Manscaped offers a handful of their liquid formulations. See me read that word?
They gave you the hardest words.
Thank you for understanding my pain.
Let's see
shampoos, body washes, upstairs and downstairs deodorant gel, exfoliants. God,
you got it.
Absolutely everything they could need to keep it clean. Fucking me, right?
That was good.
Exfoliants, they fucking... Sorry, go ahead.
Don't let their chestnuts roast in the wrong boxers. That one confuses me. Yeah. Get them a pair of Manscaped boxers. Oh, okay, got it. Manscaped makes boxers. Specially made to keep the area cool and provide holiday comfort all year round.
They're actually pretty good, I've worn them. Now you can tell I'm reading. Now that you've gifted them perfect privates, go beyond the groin with Manscaped's full body product line. Dad has nasty nose hairs? You do. Save his life with the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer.
I have one.
So do I.
Yeah. But Dad has nasty hood nose. Oh, sorry.
No, we don't.
Yours. Okay. Well, yeah, because we used it. The Shears 2.0 is their full kit for nail care with scissors, clippers, tweezers, and a file for the traveling man. There's a new Preserve cologne that brings a light, breezy, woodsy feel and gives that fresh tree scent even after Christmas is over. Still using a loofah? Introducing the Body Buffer.
Lastly, top off the stocking with the crown jewel for their family jewels, the Lawnmower 4.0. The electric razor's advantage skin-safe technology is the life changer and known for reducing nicks and cuts. What? And on his Santa sack. Really, guys? Santa sack?
I thought that's pretty good.
Go on.
All right. Save 20% off and free shipping by going to manscaped.com/hawkwolf.
That's right. Tony, 20% off free shipping by going to manscaped.com/hawkwolf. Manscaped, The perfect gift that will be the holiday's biggest hit.
Fa la 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 la.
Wow.
I added that. That was improv. Good, right?
Got
Sick.
skills. Yeah, you got to watch what you eat.
Yes.
Some more than others.
Lesson
though.
learned.
Yeah. I don't like to learn too much.
I used to not like as a kid. I would be superstitious about contests, and I would not skate the day before.
You would not skate the day before a contest.
Yeah, didn't skate
A whole day off.
when I was a kid. Yeah,
What was your...
I don't know. I think what it was the very first contest I ever entered. I thought I did so poorly that I was like, I'm not doing any of the things that I did in that contest when I was like 10 or 11. You know what I mean?
It's not a bad technique.
So I was just
though.
like, whatever I did was wrong. So
Yeah.
don't do any of that stuff. And
Yeah.
then I remember I was skating a lot the day before. I probably got tired. I think that someone gave me a sticker. You know, they were handing out stickers,
Yeah.
and I put a sticker on my shirt. And I was like, never am I going to put stickers on my shirt again.
Yeah. That was a good idea.
And so, yeah, I used to have these and then I wouldn't eat.
Wait.
I wouldn't eat mostly because I was nervous, but then that just became a thing. I wouldn't eat
All day.
all day.
If the contest is in the afternoon, you have not eaten all day.
Yeah, I would like maybe get a tiger milk bar or something like
Right.
that.
Right.
But for some reason that became the superstition, and then through the 90s and the downturn of skating and everything, I just let everything go. I didn't care. Like it didn't matter anymore.
And it still worked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I realized that the superstitions aren't real, so it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they're really not, are they?
Are you still struggling with that?
I feel like sometimes I'll...
Have you heard from Thor lately?
Yeah. I mean, not from him personally, but...
Oh, I learned that Thor is a Norse god.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Told ya.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, you didn't tell me it was a Norwegian thing.
Right, because I probably didn't know that, but I knew he was a god.
I talked to Kathy about when I got home. She's like, he's a northern, like, Norse god.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's the god of thunder. That might not be true either, but still, I have been feeling better talking to my witch lady. Shout out, witch lady.
Shout out. Was she watching?
I don't think so.
She might be watching from an orb
Right.
right
Thor's
now.
probably watching.
She's watching in real time.
Thor's watching.
Thor's watching. Is he?
Thor likes you. I'm sure he does anyway. You're
Oh, we
great.
watched a pretty sick movie. I think it's, shoot. I'm not sure if it's Norwegian or.
Bullet Train.
No, Troll.
I saw it.
Sick, right?
It is sick.
Yeah.
I love trolls.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like troll.
But I thought it was a remake of
the first Troll movie.
the Troll movie. Yeah, where
which was also awesome.
but in a campy way.
Oh,
No,
Wait, can't be like cheesy or something.
super cheesy. Like there was a documentary about it.
This is better than the first troll movie.
I don't know. Maybe we're talking about something else. But
They're in Norwegian world, and there's some earthquakes. Some people are like, "Look at these prints," and then they
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the one
yeah,
chick, and she's like, "What
yeah.
are you guys, fucking idiots?"
yeah.
It's fucking footprints.
Yeah.
They're like, "Footprints from what?" And then turns out, yeah, from trolls.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. I realized it at some point. I go, oh, this is Godzilla.
Yeah,
You know, at one point,
yeah.
I was watching it and he's coming towards the city. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. But
Right.
I thought it was fun. It was, hey, I'm sitting around a lot.
Right.
I got a lot of time on my hands.
Yeah, me too.
Movies are one of the things that passes time.
You broke
And
your leg. I got an eye infection
that makes it harder to watch movies.
with one eye. I have to put cream in my eyeball.
Still?
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, man. Like it's gone down, but it was out of control.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary, man.
I had to get on antibiotics for it. Again in my life. I take them
Oh,
like
man.
3 or
I'm
4
on,
times a year.
I am taking so many pills throughout
Any
the day.
good ones?
It's absurd. Good ones? You mean like painkillers?
Yeah.
Only, yeah, but it's like when it starts to hurt, it's so out of control
Yeah.
that just, you know what I mean? It's
No,
not.
you-
It's not
you're
some
using
like
them,
yee.
you're using them correctly.
Yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to think
It's
so.
an unfortunate way
and
to
I
use them.
and yeah, that's a slippery slope, man. That's not me.
Yep. Good smart guy.
And I can't implore enough of anyone out there. Do not go down that path.
Yeah, fuck
like
yeah.
when you get hurt and you're on painkillers and you want to just keep feeling like that and it's not about your injury anymore. that's the time when it's a problem.
Yep.
And it's just happening too much. So didn't mean to turn this into a PSA, but
That's a good thing, man. People need
there's
to
plenty
know
of
that.
people that don't realize how easily they could fall into it.
Yeah, like the best of the best have fallen into it. People where I'm like, they would never get addicted to anything, and then they are fucking addicted. So, yes, well said.
I sang at a concert last night.
You're just crippled as fuck out of the hospital.
So
no, I think I saw you on a chair. They got you a chair, right?
yeah, stool. Yeah.
You weren't going to sing standing up on crutches?
No, I can't. There's no way.
Yeah. How is it? Like, how was it getting from the car to this seat right now?
It
Who,
sucks.
by the way, everybody, when he sat down, kind of fell into his chair, just saying. Number one athlete over here.
I knocked down the microphone.
You did?
Yeah. Like I got it and I hit it and then it fell into my lap. It's like, yep, that's pretty much my life right now.
Yeah, so I didn't really get a good look at you coming in. How are you on the crutches?
I'm good. I really my issue right now. I can put weight on it, and they are encouraging of that.
Okay.
They just want me to go slow. But my thing right now is it's still so swollen. I can't bend my knee. You know when that your leg is so swollen, and that is absolutely the hardest thing right now. Like on the way down to the show yesterday, Kevin drove me down there and getting
How's his leg?
Dude, he's skating.
He is?
Yeah. He's skating. He dropped in the other day.
Just drop it in, or
Dropped
is he
in,
doing
rocked
eggs and
fakies.
shit? Okay.
Fakey ollies.
Okay.
But he didn't
Fucking
do the,
hell.
he didn't do the like, pump my way up, do scratcher grinds over weeks. He was just like waiting until he was really, really good.
It's not a bad
Really
idea.
strong. Yeah, I know. I get it. And now he's so excited. I think he didn't. Someone else told me. He didn't tell me.
Was he
I
able
think
to tell you?
Yeah, I think he was
Aw,
thought I'd
man.
be bummed out, but I'm stoked for him.
What a friend.
I'm super happy.
Didn't
for him.
want to tell you that he
But
jumped in
me
and it
putting
was
on my shoe
successful.
was insane.
Pain, or you just
I just
can't
you
get to
can't
it?
I can't bend my knee. I can't reach it. I finally got the heel to go. Phoom. I was like, yes, like that was.
You don't
the
get
victory.
Kathy to put your shoe on?
I haven't had to wear shoes. I haven't been out of the house.
Oh, right. Wait, this is it?
Yeah.
Wait, and last night?
And last night, yeah.
All right. So you're out officially? Out and about?
I don't think I'm making a habit of it in the next.
You might go back
couple
and
weeks.
dwell for a little bit?
What's that?
You might go back and dwell in your home for a little bit longer?
Yeah, I mean there are things I have to do. So every other day there's some like one thing that
All right.
you got to do. Hey, like tomorrow Riley turns 30.
That's because I'm like, yeah, good, happy birthday. And then I'm like, wait, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
He was a baby, and now he's 30.
he's 30.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
So going out for that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
Wow, that's going to be a rager. That's awesome.
it's pretty exciting.
I went to Target last night with my daughter, and she drove Katie and I to Target.
Yeah.
And the first
Did
time
you guys sit in the back?
I sat in the front, passenger seat. Katie was in the
How do
back.
you say if you guys sat in the back like she's your Uber?
I don't think I could be relaxed enough to be in the back.
Yeah.
It's wet, and it's never very wet in Los Angeles. And I know that she hasn't been driving for very long, and she drives
right.
way quicker than she did the last time I was in the car. So she's talking. That's the other thing. Talking. Hands flying, talking, and I'm like, it's wet on the road. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, have you driven in the wet? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Just seems a bit quick is all I'm saying. And then I heard myself and I was like, shut the fuck up. But I was old lady and my daughter big time. I'm like, maybe slow down a little bit. I mean, watch this road. There's a turn coming. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. But I had
If it's gonna happen, like,
I had to tell myself to shut up.
I think there's a way to finesse it that you can still give some advice, but it doesn't sound so curmudgeon.
Yeah, but you can't, when you do all the things that I've done, you can't tell anybody to slow down. It's just,
Oh, you mean, look who's talking?
yeah, it's just laughed at. Where I'm like, hey, maybe slow down. She's like, really?
Yeah, I get
And
that.
I'm like, yeah, okay, keep going. Because I can't.
Well, I've learned that in my later life, that if I do slow
I
down,
still speed.
it's my.
I crashed my car a week ago
Oh, yeah, that's right.
from driving like an asshole.
That's right. I forgot
cannot
about that.
talk.
Yeah, you can't. You're right.
No,
Yep.
just have to sit
you're
back.
canceled.
We made it
Damn.
to Target and we made it back. That'll do. She did seem pretty confident though. It was good to see.
Yeah, it's good.
She's got a whole life plan going. It was impressive.
Really?
Like what she's gonna do for money and her job and going to school to get the degree to get the job and how much it pays and or I could be a school teacher but it only pays this and I was like, wow, like total this is what you're gonna do. It's what I'm gonna do. I'm like, fucking check you out. I was so proud of her.
That's awesome,
she hasn't
man.
even done it. And I was like,
Yeah.
you're so far further ahead of me. Like just well, I kind of was right, but it was just less of a like she's talking about two professions that everybody can get if they go to school and get it. I was telling my parents that I was going to be a pro skateboarder and there was not one in the entire
Right.
country. And I was like, trust me, I'm going to be a pro skateboarder. And they're like, what? What are you going to, like, you're going to retire from using a yo-yo? Like, that's how my parents looked at skateboarding.
Oh yeah. Most did.
Right. And it kind of had a point. It wasn't.
There were a lot of ups and downs to that journey.
Well, the thing is I knew of these other 20 people that lived in America that I'm pretty sure didn't work. They
Yep.
just skateboarded.
Yep.
I didn't know how much money you got. I didn't fucking care about that. I was like, looks like they have their own. I think Tony Hawk had a Honda Civic, and I'm like, that's a fucking car.
Yeah.
And it's going places.
Yeah.
He's going places. But like how long that was going to go for? Maybe not.
My first
best
car, the Honda Civic.
It was. That's right.
Yeah, I paid $1,500 for it.
Well, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it had I don't know 60,000 miles on it or something like that. And then it was green, and it was rusting on the bottom. And then my dad for my birthday drove it to Tijuana and had it painted red, and they painted over the rust. And it was good, worked for me.
Why Tijuana for the paint job? How much?
It was cheap.
Okay.
What do you think?
San Diego paint job, Tijuana paint job. What are we talking?
Oh, the price difference?
Yeah.
I wasn't in that conversation. It was a surprise.
He drove it to TJ
Oh, my dad was awesome.
and then just sat there while it got painted.
I don't know if he.
Like,
I
how
don't
did
know if he. That's a good question.
Right? He didn't stay in TJ overnight, or did he?
No, he wouldn't have stayed overnight, but he might have got there in the morning and just had him do. I don't know. I never thought about the logistics of that whole thing.
This is going to be really embarrassing. But how long does it take to paint a car?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
I think probably in whatever process they did, not very long. And like I said, it wasn't like they were buffing it out or anything like that. They were just here's their car. Even if it was dirty, it's like we're painting over it.
Right? They didn't
Yeah.
clean it,
but it
They
looked
just-
sick. Like when I got it.
It looked awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
77 Civic CVCC hatchback.
Whoa.
Look it up.
Flexible.
The car was sick.
Man.
And then I went to Price Club and got a stereo.
Price
Got
Club.
Like a head unit stereo.
Yeah. So you had Beats.
Yeah,
So you could crank Beats.
because it just had whatever AM FM.
All right. Yes.
So I got a cassette deck.
Speakers were a mind-boggling thing for me. When I first came to America, there were a few people that had subwoofers, and
Oh, yeah.
we would just hang out in the car all day.
Yeah.
It was like I don't need a house.
I remember
This guy has we could rock the
Yeah.
whole street.
there was another pro skater that had a Civic and had that done to it, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so the next car that I got, I think I had a audio system put into it like that.
The first time I ever cared about money was Colin McKay had a Navigator, and it had 210 subwoofers in it.
Yeah.
And TVs in the seats.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I want to be rich. This is cool. Like he actually made me be like, I would like to work more and get money because it seems pretty fucking cool with this car and the music. And I kept thinking, Australia doesn't understand how rad it can get.
Yeah.
Like you can literally drive down the road while playing a video game in the seat with the music that is so loud that the car is fucking vibrating.
Yep.
Nobody had that. Goes
Yeah,
a
it
long
was,
way.
and it's funny how much importance we put on that. I loved it because I had kids, little kids.
Yeah.
And so we would play SpongeBob.
Right.
And on DVD, and they didn't care about the drives anymore.
Right. That's what I did for. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was amazing. I think like right when the video game came out, I had, I can't remember what kind of, I think I had an Accord.
Yeah.
But a pretty nice one.
Yeah.
And then I got screens put in, and then they put a PlayStation in it. And I remember it was right when the video game was hitting. I do remember this vividly. It was right when the video game was starting to get popular, and people would drive by and they would see the game being played in the seat.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Guy's got a video game system. That's Tony Hawk."
Yeah.
They're playing the game. They're like, "What?" And I'd see people drive by like, "What the hell?"
Wait, your game was out?
The game was out.
And you had a fucking Honda?
I had like the nicest Accord because the Honda, I mean, their high end was pretty nice.
Oh, okay. I wasn't familiar with the high end Honda.
I had an Accord LX, I think. I don't know. It was like 2000-ish.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Okay.
It was. I mean, I was stoked. I don't know, but I was steeped in Honda back in the day. So
yeah,
to have the highest end Honda was like a big deal to me. You know,
why do you like Honda so much?
My dad was just could work on cars, and he just thought that they ran forever.
He's right.
And I mean, that's, so when I bought my first car, it was a Civic, and
I respect that.
as long as he was working on it, it was running. But like I sold it to my friend, and then within months there was white smoke coming out of it, and he let it go.
Right, because you have to maintain those old.
Yeah, and then my dad was trying to teach me how to do engine timing and stuff, and I was like, I don't know how to do any of this.
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that either.
But he felt strongly that I needed to be that self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And so I tried to pretend like I was into it, but I was like, I know I can't. Like, I'm not going to this stuff's not going to click.
Yeah. It's just not interesting.
It wasn't. I mean,
if some people find it interesting, then they get good at it. I feel like you and I, because I rode moto my whole life. I could barely change a fucking tire on it. Like whenever I had to like tighten the chain, I was like, I'm going to ride slow for at least an hour because I'm the one that adjusts the chain.
Right.
So it might go awry right now.
Yeah.
And my brother was like he was the number one guy in Australia for motocross. And I remember both of us sat around trying to change a fucking tire. And I think my dad just started laughing at it. He's like, really? Both of you? Because we were fucking it up. We couldn't get it on, couldn't get the tire back on. And he was like, how could you be that good at riding and that bad at fixing it? I'm like, because you always did it. If you're going to do it, and he liked it. Ooh, I'm putting the thing on.
Yeah.
Like,
my dad liked it.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, for sure.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I remember changing the oil on my dirt bike, and I'd be in the garage. I had a house with a garage, and I'm out there, you know what I mean, working on the bike. And I was like, it's a pretty cool vibe. And then I'm like, oh, I got it
with a wrench.
I'm just bored shitless. Like, hurry up. Oil. Like, it wasn't fun.
It was interesting to see Riley take interest in that because he was always into motorcycles. Always. Like I was literally one of his first words. Motorcycle. And so when he got old enough to get one, and then he started connecting with people that would build choppers, and he just on his own accord watched and learned, and he can build a motorcycle.
That's
I was always blown away.
Yeah, that's incredible. Cause
I know, it's amazing.
It's so far away from.
And like now he goes to Mammoth and rides through the trees and stuff. It's crazy.
I saw that. It's funny. Him and his friends ride like that's how I grew up riding. And then when I moved to America, there was motocross tracks. They don't have that in Australia. Like the ones they do have, they're pretty lame. There's some sort of law where you can't have, like, you're not allowed to make it double or like a more aggressive jump because people can't sue. And I think they would have like an open track to the public. People pay to go there, and the ambulance would be there like 5 times in an hour, and they're like, you can't make it like this.
Right.
Like, you got to change it.
Right.
Because a lot of people, there's more of a hardcore scene here. And in Australia, it was more like, Jimmy's got a bike. We're going to go down to the track and ride it. Which means everybody there doesn't know the etiquette of motocross. And I'm like, if someone doesn't tell somebody to not go off that jump, everybody who goes off it is dead.
Yeah.
And then that would happen. But for some weird reason in America, you have the tracks where I remember I'm like,
everyone's got the gear. Oh, I mean, for a while, I was living that life with Riley. I was driving him up to whatever the track is in Elsinore, I think.
yeah.
And just out there all day, and like I'd go have to get in and out for he and 6 friends, and then at some point I was like, this is not sustainable.
You're right.
Because he started talking about wanting to get serious, like get sponsored and stuff. I go, Riley, I just, I think I know you enjoy it and I think you're good at it, but I don't think this is the path to your career as a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And it was hard because at that time he was really good at skating.
Right.
And
So it was
especially
more
for his
obvious.
age.
Yeah.
But he was getting, kind of disillusioned with skating because people always wanted to compare him to me, and he'd go places they knew his name, so that got hard. Anyway, going down the rabbit hole, but he ended up just doing it casually, and he loves it. I mean, in terms
Probably
of
the
motocross,
better choice. All my moto friends have, not one of them doesn't have a horrific story.
right?
They all get worked.
Right.
When we make mistakes on the vert ramp, I think we get hurt more common that we get hurt, but the injuries are usually, you might even not have to have a surgery. It's like a 50-50. You come off on a dirt bike on a motocross track, it's a 50-50 chance you're going to get a surgery from it.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
Yeah, it's not. A lot of
faster.
people ask me why I never took it up. I'm like, it's not a matter of if you're going to get hurt; it's a matter of when you're going to get hurt.
And if you're us, you get bored.
Oh, yeah. And we're like, I want to learn a new trick.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no knee slide.
No.
Yeah.
In moto, when it goes wrong, you have to stay on it.
Yeah.
Reverse bail.
Yep.
You have to land on it and then eat shit. And that is not cool either. Being up there in the air, I'm like, I swear, I've done jumps before. I'm like, I'm getting off. No, I can't. I should. I want to. Oh, fuck. I can't believe I'm going to stay on it.
It was gnarly traveling with all those guys through the Huck Jam years.
Right. Oh,
And,
yeah, because you hung out with Ronnie.
People were just coming in and out because they were getting hurt. So sometimes not during our show, but elsewhere.
I would say that was the most dangerous era of motocross because those are the guys that made freestyle moto. So
Right.
the guys before them, Mad Mike or whatever, there was a couple of people before, like a little bit older than them, but they were pretty much all the guys that were like, yeah, we all ride dirt bikes. Some of us aren't quick enough to get like a
Right.
factory deal. But some of us, we love jumping.
Yep.
So we're going to start doing stuff where it's like, imagine the foot, like Kerry Hart, like, I'm going to let go of the bike and I'm going to hold on to the back of it with one hand.
Yeah.
Like if you're the first guy doing that.
I mean, it was Kerry, Mike Sinkmars, Drake McElroy. Drake McElroy actually,
Love that dude.
during our very first rehearsal, no one had jumped it yet.
Once again, there you go. When the first person has to jump it.
And he overshot it.
Right, because that
And broke his
happens
jaw.
If you don't know the jump, you don't know the ramp, you don't know the air or whatever, like it's all the first one, it's like going off the mega ramp. The first person that goes off the mega ramp when they build a new one.
Yeah.
I don't like being that guy.
No.
But for them, it's worse. For them,
I remember when he hit the jump, you could hear the throttle, and I remember looking
Panic
over.
rev,
I could over the other guys, and they're like,
Yeah.
And then he just, the landing's here, and he's just like, "Brrrr."
I remember trying to jump those a couple of times, and some of those guys would be like, "No, Jason."
Yep.
I'm like, "What the? I've jumped tabletops." They're like, "Dude,
Oh, and then
not worth it."
Who was it? Clifford.
That's right.
Flying Hawaiian, Clifford Adaptante. He at our very first show had just broken his femur
Right.
and came with a cane. Had to be helped on his bike.
He fucking did not.
Yes, had to be helped on his bike, and then backflip.
He did a backflip with
Yeah. Yes.
It's different.
Dude, it was next. I remember, we're like, it's Bob and it's Bucky and it's Andy and Lincoln Sergi. Then it's like Matt Hoffman and
Dave Mira there.
Dave Mira, yeah, and I'm sorry,
Kevin Robinson,
Dennis McCoy,
yeah.
it was all A-listers.
Yeah.
And when those guys showed up, it was like, dude. Next, it was just such a different reverence and level of what they will push through.
Yeah.
I mean, but Matt's on his own,
Yeah. Always has been.
On one of the shows, on one of the Huck Jam shows, Matt, he was going over the channel and I think Mira was supposed to roll in over the channel.
Yeah, you told me this.
Right, and so he dropped down and landed in the channel.
He just fell to
but the channel at the time, it had a little kicker that was coming up. So where he fell, he got a little bit of lift.
Yeah.
So it was still ridiculous, right?
Right.
And I think he fractured his wrist.
Yeah.
So the next show, he couldn't get his brake. So he taped his hand to the handlebar.
Yeah.
So that he could get so that it would be ready to brake.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
The only problem with him is he has so many of those stories, but because he's crashed so much, he doesn't remember any of those stories.
He does, though.
But he has taped every he has to that fucking bike.
yeah.
Like the whole, I broke my foot, so I put a piece of wood the shape of my sole of my shoe in there and then just taped it on. I'm like, it's almost like a go-to for you.
Yeah, those guys, man, they're so gnarly. I think Matt would write out the routines of where he should be.
Yeah.
And then he would tape it to his handlebars.
Oh.
So he just had a reference. He could look down at it.
So scary, dude.
And they're, all flying over.
No, I know. He might forget.
Those guys are nuts, man.
Like he's going to look at the thing and be like, wait, do I go right now or left? And I'm like, wait, I don't want to be on there with you if you're doing that.
And at some point, pretty much everyone was out for at least one show, if not a bunch of shows, except me.
But didn't you get hurt too?
Not during Huck Jam.
Okay, all right.
I had to I had to skate. Just had to.
Did you get hurt?
I got hurt a couple times.
Skating?
I got hurt a couple times. That was, in a better day or in an ideal scenario, I wouldn't not have skated.
All right. Okay.
But that wasn't an option. The hardest one was that one, the one I think you were announcing when my board flipped and I came down it was the windiest demo we've ever done.
Oh yeah.
And I did a melon grab right as I let go, my board flipped and then I still landed and I separated my shoulder. And those shows for the next 2 weeks were definitely the hardest shows.
Right.
Because I couldn't use that in hand. The other time I shot out on I did a 720 and was gonna squat, but then decided not to, and then just did that right to my hip.
Yeah.
But it was like a really bad bruise.
Yeah.
That ended up, black and blue all the way down my leg.
Yeah.
That one was hard to endure too.
What was the one where the street guy hit his hip so hard that a hole opened and blood started coming out, like blood clots, and he was pouring it into a bathtub, and the bathtub was full of blood. He was on PAL.
Are you talking about Pat Duffy?
Nah, not Shani. Older from an era around my era, but street dude.
I don't
Pretty
know.
gnarly dude. I'm not gonna remember the name, but as soon as I say it, but I totally remember that guy.
Huh.
But he hit his hip so bad that I guess he hit it again over the top of it.
Yeah.
And his hip panicked and made an opening. It wasn't the impact that made the hole.
Right.
It was
Just too much pressure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
much pressure
Yeah.
that it opened.
Yeah.
And he was running his hand down it, and it
Yeah.
was going, whoa, and I was like,
Oh my
it was in a PAL video, and I was just like, fucking, he's the next level. This is, I would not be like, dude, film this. I'd be going to hospital. There's brains coming out of my leg.
Oh my God.
It looks so heavy. If anybody remembers that, no, I'm doing it so bad right now.
There was a
Always
time
had a
when
shaved head, whatever.
There was a time when we skated a fiberglass ramp. It was covered in fiberglass, and I got a fiberglass splinter,
Okay.
but I didn't really understand what that was, and I just knew that it felt like something went into my skin.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a regular splinter that you could see it laterally sideways and actually get it out, and I couldn't see the end of it, and I just thought, well, it must have just went in and out or something, and then. 2 weeks later, it just looked like an ingrown hair type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I squeezed it, and this thing went, whoop.
The fiberglass piece.
The fiberglass piece, this long.
So good.
Just came out of my leg.
Did
and
that
I
feel
was like,
good?
What? I
would be
remember
so
my brother
pumped on
was
that.
there. My brother was there. He's like, I wish I did not watch that. He's like,
Man.
that was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my
I
life.
would totally want to watch that. You know that my eye did the pimple, like, so I think when I headbutted the cake, something in the cake went under my eyelid and cut the inside of my eyelid.
Wow.
And then the infection turned into a zit that came out of the inside of my eyelid. It, like, I woke up in the morning and it turned it around and it exposed. And I'm one of those people, if you got a zit, I'm fucking getting it.
Yeah.
But you know, with staph infections, you cannot fuck around like that.
It implodes it.
Right.
Yeah.
You could, and I'm like,
Dude, another life hack. There you go.
I called my
Don't push on the things that look like a staph infection because they implode.
You're like, whatever, guys, but seriously, if you have a fucking pimple that looks bad, you are
Don't
so
pop it.
welcome that you didn't pop it because you listen to us.
Yes.
Because it gets, you think it's festering now. Wait till you pop it. You're dead. You are pus. You're a pus man.
You are pus.
You are. You
are pus.
If you don't see medical attention, you will turn into a bag of pus. And then you'll pop and die.
Can you hand me one of those?
So, yeah, I FaceTime, I sent video to my doctor, Dr. Drew Pensky, because I'm like, I'm going to drive I did urgent care, and it was like 3 hours, and the guy was like, this will probably do it. And I'm like, that didn't sound very confident. And then I go, hey, Drew, my eye's like kind of puffing up again, and what do you think? And he's like, I would do some antibiotics as well as the antibiotic cream. Do you have any in the house? I'm like, of course I've got some in the house. I'm fucking accident prone. Of course I've got everything you could ever get. I've got a pill for it. So I started taking those, but he's like, don't pop it. And I'm like, it's in my eye and it's right there. Like I could just touch it and it would pop. And then I could like get at it and get it all out and I'd be free. And I'm like, if you pop it, it's going to go. And he's like, if you get a staph infection in your eye socket, that's bad. And I was like, all right, Dr. Drew Pensky, I will not pop
Helpful
it.
health.
But then it gets better. I'm hanging out in my own business watching terrible movies on Netflix and I fucking squeezed my eye and it popped.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not my fault. And then Katie gets to push it a little bit and I got a little bit out. But
Like
still,
how exciting it was for you.
if I could, this is my hardest thing to do is I can't focus on my day because I know that there's a pimple in my eyelid and I could just go somewhere by myself and fucking get it. You know what I mean? Like really get it. Yeah. All of it out, like big swollen eye afterwards, but I'd be like, yeah, fucking out.
When I get those ones that might be staph infections, I cover them with a Band-Aid, not obviously to keep them safe, but also just so they're out of my mind.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna
I
get
could,
that.
dude, I could almost like drive off the freeway. So I'm just thinking about, get it, and be like, you're fucking out. And then I'm like, all of a sudden I'm driving again. I'm like, oh wow, don't focus too much on that zit. It means so much to me. I would actually contemplate that job if this doesn't work out, which is ridiculous. It's totally going to work out. We're awesome. But pimple extractor, fuck. I don't bone up over it, but that job is good.
Yeah.
I would really like to do that as a job.
For some reason, my TikTok algorithms thinks that I want to watch that stuff all the time.
Does your TikTok algorithm want you to buy fleecy shorts for your wife?
No.
Because it won't stop asking me. And I told it no. And then it says that I should get it again. And I'm like, did my wife program my TikTok? Because I don't feel like my wife...
I wish it was something a little more offbeat like that for me.
Yeah, because it did... All the other ones, it's like, do you want to get steroids? I'm like, of course I fucking do. Give me them. Like some manly stupid shit.
I guess it's just like you watch one for maybe a little too long, and then it's like, oh, that's all they want to see.
I do like soft, furry stuff. Maybe they caught on there. And I do wear women's clothing sometimes.
Well,
I wear short shorts.
All right. Well, then, there you go.
Maybe it's
telling you something you didn't want to accept.
I'm a lady?
or that they would look really good on you. There you go.
If I transitioned, the show would be bigger.
Why?
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. You're right. I'd be a hideous woman.
I don't. It doesn't matter to me. But I just wondering, why do you think that would?
It matters to me, Tony.
Because
if I'm going to be a woman,
that would become what the show is.
I want to be a pretty girl if I'm a girl. I don't want to be a bush pig. And I think I
Bush pig.
I think I would
such
be
an Australian
I
thing.
think I would be a bit of a bush pig.
Bush pig.
My walk is tough too. I've noticed.
Okay.
Don't have a very effeminate stride.
Oh my god.
I think it's the injuries. I feel like there's so many injuries that I walk in like more of a survival.
Oh yeah,
stumble.
for sure. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not a very even.
Yeah, that's
Walk.
there's definitely a skate
Right?
gate.
Yeah.
Skate gate.
It is.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll catch it and try to fix
Like
it.
walking is just to endure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's just get to one place and the next.
Yeah, because if you walk completely normal, that hurts. So
Or
if you-
or it's fun. Like my wife loves walking.
yeah, that's
You know, we're like, well, let's go walk around New York. Let's go. And I'm down, but it is very much like, okay, I'm gonna get here. We go. We're gonna get
Yeah.
to the next place.
yeah. I'm thinking about where to put my foot in front of me.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, that hurts if you do it this way.
Or I'm always on guard about rolling my ankle on
Yeah.
uneven sidewalks and
Yep.
stuff.
Fuck yeah.
You are.
Yeah, stepping out. Fuck yeah. I don't
Yeah.
step on the curb. I step onto the sidewalk.
Yep.
Because if you put your foot on the very edge, it could flick. And if it flicks, it's over.
Yep.
And it's not flicking.
Yeah, I've definitely stepped on cracks where I'm like, oh, that would be a.
Or wait, what about when
Full
it goes?
ankle roll.
It goes. Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
It didn't roll.
Yeah,
but it fucking.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones where
That
I
I'm
go.
hyper aware of.
I go. Oh,
Yeah, like it was.
oh,
gonna
everybody, freak out right now! Almost died.
Yes.
No one has any idea, but it almost ended. As life as you
funny.
know it.
I never really thought about connecting that with someone
Of the
or talking about it with someone. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but if you said it to me and we were
for
walking down the
sure,
street, I'd be
yeah.
like, "Oh, dude,
Oh, dude, yeah.
let's
Watch
analyze
out.
your
That-
ankle."
That's like a 2-inch lift right there. That's gonna be a problem,
If it goes
Yeah.
a certain
and it's
spot,
gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
You can't come back. I've done it. I've done it where I was watching a car walking off the curb and my foot it just to the ground, just holding my like fucking broke my fucking ankle just crossing the street. Like I know it's broken. I know it is. You know what I mean? And then I can barely get up. And then I'm like up, like half an hour later, still on the corner, like, I'm gonna be out for like fucking 2 months, man. I swear I ripped the shit out of everything. All the tendons are fucking
Or
gone.
like those little things where there's a tree coming out, so there's a square
Yeah,
cut out, and
yeah.
you have to walk over that for some reason, and it's just a crapshoot. Something's gonna go bad.
I can't, making me sweaty. Oh, this shit is
Our
fucking.
fear of walking is real.
It's real. It's real.
It would
I'm
be
more
so much
worried.
safer to skate through those streets.
What?
It would be so much safer to skate through those streets and just ollie up the curves and even if you hit an uneven sidewalk and slam, that's safer.
I would rather shoulder block
Yeah,
at
exactly.
20 mile an
That's-
hour
yes.
across the court than my fucking ankle rolling over like a garden hose.
Cheers
Like
to
a
that.
garden hose could kill me.
Oh, garden hose, dude.
Don't even get me
Oh my
started on
God.
garden hose.
Yeah,
Is
yes.
that what you're
That
about
just
to do?
That just gave me the chills. Oh,
Like stalkers,
man. They're
somebody
just the perfect,
stalking me. Somebody stalking me at night is very scary, but not as scary as a garden hose. 'Cause
dude.
that could catch my toe, and then we're done.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wrap.
Or in the house, and there's just like rubber stoppers or stuff that that would be on top of a lid or to hold something or to close something. Do you know what I mean? Like a rubber stopper,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
that just is on the ground for some
Yeah.
reason. You're like, I
Yeah. You ever pick rocks
feel like
up
there's a couple things in our house that are exactly what I'm thinking of, but I don't know what
that
they
could get you at any time?
are. Oh yeah,
And now you're making me think about my house.
we got to safety proof our houses.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to
I
leave
think there's child proofing, and then there's ankle roll proofing.
Or a dog. I got little dogs, and sometimes they get in the way of my feet.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, dude, if you make me make evasive maneuvers to not crush your body, and I end up getting hurt,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, my dog. If I have food, then my dog is stalking me, and I'm always aware. If I'm holding food, like no sudden moves in any direction.
Right, because he could trip you over.
Yeah, she'll for sure.
And right now, you cannot. If you start to
Oh
go,
yeah. Not right now. I mean, I'm not. That's not the issue right now. But She hates my crutches.
Oh, what? Because she can't get close to you?
No, they're just foreign. And then a couple times they were leaning up against the counter, like I'm making food, and then I'm making food, so she's near me. Yeah. And then they started to slip, and she's like, "What the hell?" And they crash down. And so every time I'm with them, she's like, "Nah,
it's fair.
Fool me once."
They're suspicious characters.
Yeah, but one time they were laying by the bed, and then she wouldn't get on the bed
because they were near her.
Yeah, they were just close.
I kind of respect that.
Yeah.
It's like, who knows what these fucking things do.
Yes.
One time in the kitchen, it just attacked me. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I don't want to use crutches for a month.
Is that how long?
Well, they don't, it's weird. I actually, I screenshotted my calendar from back in March when I did it the first time to figure out the markers of time of when I was doing things. Mm-hmm. So that I don't repeat the same mistakes, obviously, but also, like when was I off crutches? Mm-hmm. And I got off crutches very early.
Seemed like that. Seemed like you had that walking stick pretty quick.
Yeah. So my doctor said he wants me to use crutches for the first 4 weeks. He, in his words, to get in your way. So even though I don't need them, he just wants me to use them because it'll slow me down and trip me up, or not trip me up, but slow,
I see that you have like older crutches. They've got ones that have suspension in them now.
Oh yeah, I ordered some.
It's a good idea.
I was at home and I was like, I hate that I just have hospital issue crutches and they're all the same. So see what I did? I spray painted them.
Oh, is that what you made them? They're like Mad Max. Mad Max had crutches. He would use those.
Yeah, they're like ghetto crutches now. But
I got one.
They have character.
When I had that dead person's ligament put in my leg,
yes.
the sports therapist lady, she got me some sick ones, and I was like, you know what? These are staying.
I ordered some of those. Now we're talking about.
It's unfortunate, but I've got them because I'm probably going to need them again.
I went down a rabbit hole with the crutches yesterday.
Oh, yeah? How hard can you run crutches? Like, is there a shit that like walks for you?
There's like antique ones from the Civil War that are sick. They look so sick. Oh. I mean, they're just straight wood, but they're pretty amazing.
Ooh, so antique crutches. Some, Wait, did you get good ones with suspension as well?
No. Yes.
Okay,
I did. Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I got both. Yeah.
Wait, are you gonna use your classic ones?
It's like you're accessorizing. It's sick.
So depending on where you're going.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I like your. I have a lot of time on my hands right now.
I like your style, kid. Seriously, don't give it up. I respect the fuck out of that. 2 different sets of crutches. Be like, you know what? Tonight's the old classic timeless ones from the war.
Well, the hardest thing was finding some that were because they have to be one size, right? They're not adjustable, obviously.
Oh yeah, because they're old ones.
Yeah, and so they're all roughly, for people shorter than me. So I found some that are close enough to how tall I am, and they look pretty sick.
I had wooden ones when I blew my ACL out in Sacramento, and I tried to go into the contest. Barry Zaritsky did everything in his power to try and get my knee to work, but we iced and did all this stuff, and as soon as I got halfway up the transition, it buckled, and I dropped to the ground in pain. I was like, okay, that's a wrap. And then that night, remember Sean Miller?
Yeah.
Amazing skateboarder. Amazing guy.
Yep.
And he and I became bros. Somebody, I'll leave their name out, but somebody had a sheet of acid, and I just bit it. And everyone went, dude, you're going to fry for that. And I was like, nah, I'll be all right, mate. And then, obviously I was in another world. And Sean Miller and myself had crystals that some lady gave us. And we touched the crystals in the car together. And as the crystals touched, all the sprinkler systems turned on around the car. And I was like, he's like, whoa, dude, that was heavy. I'm like, I agree. I think we should try and touch it again, see what else happens. Touched them again, sprinkler system went off. And now I'm like, okay, some asshole is watching us and they're doing it on purpose. But I feel like we had control of the sprinkler system from our magical crystals. No one confessed otherwise. But that's when...
show us the proof.
That's when Remy Stratton came over and was like, oh, cool, crutches. And he took them away from me. And he put them upside down and walked on them upside down with his feet.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, and then he snapped both of them in half.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I can't walk without that. So I punched the fire alarm. And I was like, fuck you. Like we're all out of here now. And then
Wait, how does that benefit you?
I don't know.
To put fire
I
alarm.
ate a sheet of acid.
Do you think maybe that there were no sprinklers and that was part of your
Oh, absolutely
journey?
not. No.
Of course, that part was real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then somebody also said, "Hey, man, come with me." And I was like, "Okay." And then me and Sean went with these dudes, and then they were like, "Get in this car," and I was like, "Okay." And then we get in the car, and we're in the back, and then the guy in the front that took us there, he's like related to somebody at Vans. I don't know. He had like a weird tattoo, long hair. He's a messy guy. But he was like, "You guys are gonna fucking trip out, bro." And I'm like, "I already am." And then the guy that's driving the car he's got a spot that he knows where he's gonna go flat out and then just hook it and fucking spin the car. But I don't know that. We don't know that. And these guys, "You guys are gonna trip out." I'm like, I don't even know if I'm in a car. This doesn't matter. And then sure enough, we're spinning around and he's like, "Whoa, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's pretty cool." And Sean's like, "Man, this is pretty cool." I'm like, "Right, that's pretty cool." That happened, I think. But I remember getting kicked out of the hotel because someone
pulled a fire alarm.
Yeah, and I was like, "Man,
That was you.
Yeah, but I was like, "Man, who did that?" All tripped out, so I didn't know what else to do. We're helping people today. This is a helpful episode.
By example here.
Right. Don't be me, you guys. Unless you want to be me now, then it's pretty casual.
I wouldn't say your existence is casual, but it's much more healthy.
Right. Wait, it's not casual?
Do you feel like your life is casual?
Casual means different thing to me.
If the people that are watching this had seen you before we started the show and your state of mind that you hadn't eaten,
Yeah.
that was not casual.
It wasn't. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm not very casual.
Your eyes were like bright red and sunken in.
Really?
Yeah.
I was feeling very sick.
Yeah. It looked like it.
Yeah. I did a lot of stuff this morning too.
Right.
So
Don't forget to eat then.
Yeah. Thanks. Fucker. Well, I'm gonna eat the rest of that thing. In a minute.
I do remember
It's gonna feel good.
like that makes me want to get one of those on my own,
you should.
actually.
They were good.
Yeah.
It'd take 15 minutes to get here. I know a guy.
I haven't really been able to eat proper any decent amount of food since my surgery.
From the pills.
I think it's from surgery. Right after surgery, the day of, I tried to eat just a little bit of something and immediately started puking.
Oh, fuck.
And then now I just get full very quickly.
How long were you under?
I don't know.
Like, was it a long surgery?
No, I think it was 3 hours maybe.
Everything was like successful, worked easy. Did they
Said,
have to...
so what he said, he took the old nail, they called nail. He took the old nail out, and then he took the
Which is a fucking rod. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a rod. And then he took the 3 big screws out that were in my femur neck where it goes into your hip socket.
Yeah.
Because that was cracked originally, and he didn't see the cracks anymore. So he took those out.
Cool.
Put a bigger nail in, and then he said if he couldn't get my bone to line up, then he was going to go in
I remember you saying
with a
that.
new hole into the break site and make sure it's lined up.
But
He managed to. He said the nail the rod kept wanting to go into the old track. So I go, "Well, then how'd you get it in?" He goes, "Well, we got it in without having to open you up." And I was like, "Well, how'd you get it in?" He goes, "With a little English," which made basically just brute force, like forcing my bone in place. But once he got it in place, he just screwed it in quickly and it's straight. I mean, I saw the x-rays, it's straight. I can't complain. He did it. And didn't, I mean, it was hard for me to differentiate what he meant by open me up, because I'm like, dude, I've got like 6 giant incisions in my leg.
Yeah.
You opened me up.
Yeah.
But he meant like go in through all the tissue to the break site to do it. So I'm thankful for that. That's a huge win for sure.
Okay.
That he didn't have to do that.
Wait, because why? Because you'd be less pain?
Because the recovery would be way harder.
Faster recovery?
Yeah. He said it'd be more pain, but yeah.
Okay.
But I mean that everything is the right place, so I'm not going to complain about it, and I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to be using my crutches all the time, even if I don't need them, and
We're gonna make
off
it.
we go.
You're going to make it.
It's really cool seeing Kevin skate now.
That'd be a bit motivating too, right?
Yeah, let's see, July, August, September, October. He's 4 months,
That's right.
5 months, and he's skating, and his break was worse.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot. Man, what a fucking... Like, I know that I didn't break anything, but my neck... That's... out. I'm out. Like, last night, Last night? I think so. My
From
daughter
the body
was
jar?
like, dude, that slam did something bad to it. It's permanent. Like, if
I don't know, it's
if I do
permanent.
this, and then I do that, sure. But if I try to do that quick, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of stuff that all gets locked up right here. And then it's like,
I heard that.
dude, right?
That didn't used to happen, that noise. Oh my God, there was a loud crack right there. That was,
If I do it,
that
it
was
keeps
disturbing.
doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know. I feel like that when I do it. When I do that, I feel it.
Are you going to try to
this is
skate?
permanent. Fuck yeah, I'm going to skate.
I love how it's permanent. Fuck yeah, I'm going to try to skate.
Well,
No, I know, but I like you've already just accepted that.
yeah, well, I was
It's a
thinking
permanent
about, I was like, where are we going to be left off here? Is it going to be, I had my suspicions. It felt like one of those ones where I was like, this is going to bother me for the rest of my life. But
Yeah.
not in a way where it's like, I don't go,
Yeah.
somebody give me a fucking Oxycontin. Like, I don't need a fucking painkiller for it. It's just way
No, I have the
stiffer
same-
than it was.
yeah.
Right.
Same neck thing where
just
people
feel
are like,
like-
what's wrong with your neck? Like,
I'm like, I feel like
Skateboarding.
on the scale of all the things, fucking who cares if my neck is sore? You're fucking with the wrong guy, Payne. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if my neck doesn't work that good, like, I'm like, oh, that's it. It's time
But
to
have you
hang it
skated
up.
yet?
No.
I saw that you did a thing for Bucky's birthday on Instagram, and I thought it was current, so I was like, oh, Jason's skating.
Oh, no, I reposted Willie's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I texted him and was like, hey, man, I was coming, but
Oh, to comedy.
I'm like, I can't believe I am saying this, but I cannot come due to a fucking eye infection from headbutting a fucking cake. And he was like,
That's why you didn't go.
yeah, because it was real. Dude, 2 days ago, it was bad. It was real bad. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
This thing fucking coming out of the side of my head. And I felt shitty.
Yep.
But when Drew told me to take antibiotics, I felt like the next day I woke up and I was like, that was a really good idea. Because I was starting to feel,
Fevery.
yeah, like something else was going to start happening.
Yeah, I couldn't make it to that just because I wouldn't be able to walk around a combi on crutches.
Yeah,
for
you're
an
not
hour
ready
or
yet
whatever.
either for like standing around hanging out kind of thing.
Yeah, I
too
just
much.
knew, and I knew for all the people that would be there, it would be a lot of conversation, a lot of hanging out. So, I was
happy
bummed to miss
birthday,
it, but
Bucky.
Yeah, birthday. Dude, Bucky's 50.
And so good. You're the
He's
greatest.
so good. He's
He
so
is.
good. He is.
He's
so
incredible.
Amazing. Yay.
Yeah, fuck him in the nicest way possible. Love the guy. It's so impressive to be that good and to be as old as I am. Because I feel like just do it again like you used to. And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not doing it again
Yeah.
like I used to.
But he is.
Yeah. Better.
Better. Yeah, I know.
Like he is not slowing down.
No, it's shocking.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's weird, like, because our sport's not this big thing like baseball or basketball, but we're talking about a fucking freak right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, BJ Penn fucking retired and fucking a bunch of MMA guys retired this year. And they're not 50. You know? They're like 39. And it's like, man, what an illustrious career. This dude's 50.
Yeah.
And he'll beat you at 50. He won't join you. He'll beat your
It is
ass.
funny how there is, there are a few people that are still maintaining that level of skating at near or at
Yeah.
our age, and it goes unnoticed by the mainstream sports world.
Yeah.
Where exactly like no one is 50 jumping on the field.
Right. And as a guy that I do MMA, I do motocross, like I've done all those things to a reasonable level to understand like what it takes to be good and survive in it. And skateboarding is one of the hardest. And vert skating, since I started skating again, I've got a whole new respect for we are flying, going fucking 100 mile an hour, and this thing is slick as shit. And you fuck up like a couple of centimeters and you are gone. And Bucky Lassick is still ripping.
Yeah.
With all these other things that I put on there. You know, like you're talking about MMA guys. Like if who's 50 in MMA? Who's 50? Like Chuck Liddell. Do you know Chuck Liddell's not 50? Do you know Chuck Liddell's like 48? He can barely sit down, let alone fight somebody. And this dude's 50 and he's fucking...
Well, I wasn't trying to call out people specifically. I just meant that you just don't hear a lot about it. And they do heavily celebrate athletes who are a little bit older.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, he's 40.
Yeah. I'm like 40?
Dude, 40?
When I was 40, I was still 30. I was still 25.
Yeah.
50. Yes. 40, I was like, fuck off. I'll fight anyone. I'll skate anywhere. Like, the only reason I wasn't as good is because I didn't skate all the time.
Yeah.
50 is like, fuck. Like, even if I really wanted it, it's not going to come back.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah. So we're legends, you guys.
That's it. We're
Basically what we're trying to say. Yeah. Warlords.
Well,
Lords of war.
Maybe not us currently, but we'll get there.
Nah, he might not be currently, but I'm a fucking legend. And you're welcome.
Well, all right. Good. Well, that was a good out.
Somebody's going to pump me.
That was a good out.
Okay, good. Yeah. Enjoy the Legend podcast.
We'll see you next week. Like and describe Patreon.
Yeah.
We got fun stuff on Patreon.
Here you go. Patreon.com/Hawk versus Wolf.
Yes. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I shot the my singing thing last night only for Patreon.
Oh, fuck yeah. Wow, that was man, you almost didn't mention that. Holy shit. Can I watch it now?
No. Well, I don't know. When this
Patreon.
airs? Yeah. Yes, when this airs.
Yeah,
yes.
it's on.
Yeah.
Yep, good.
Okay.
All right.
See you there. Bye.